Greetings everyone, welcome to Marbula 1 Fantasy Tournament. This is Minos, and today we're going to see who is going to win the championship. We have our favorite, well, not favorite in preference, but favorite in the championship hunt, the Raspberry Racers, who are starting from pole position this race. The grid is randomized. I have zero control of the of this roster, of this starting grid, not any grid. We're racing with the Jawbreakers this time. Where are the others? So, there's a championship fight between Team Primary, Raspberry Racers and Kobolds. The Kobolds are sitting in third place. And it's 13th place. No, it's 12th place for Team Primary. And with only 9 points... with only 9 points of a gap between first and second in the standings, everything is possible. Only 3 teams are not being able to win the championship as we start the penultimate race of the second season of Marble. Well, we see the Jawbreakers didn't do too much to climb up the order. They started in 15th place and they dropped to the last place. But we go to the front runners because the Raspberry Racers are sitting in first place only to miss out. Oh, they lost 4 places. Now 5. They try to climb up the order again. Side by side with Indigo Stars and Midnight Wisps, and the Midnight Wisps are in third place. Sorry, second place. Third place for the Kobolds. This is great news for the Kobolds as they pass. They passed the Indigo Stars and side by side with Midnight Wisps. No, they didn't get the better exit. But now they have right behind them their main championship rival, the Raspberry Racers. It's very early in the race to say anything about the results, as we see Midnight Wisps having some trouble out of the exit of turn 3. Wolfpack. We thought for a couple of races that they would be a championship contender, but yeah, this didn't happen. So here we have Team Primary try to climb up the order, try to get some places, to get some more points, and I'm sure they are eager to take a second championship in a row, especially when they see their main title rivals in second and 5th place. The Raspberry Racers are sitting in second place with Team Plasma leading the pack. Now, Team Primary, can they do anything? No, they lose 2 places. They didn't get the exit of the stand section correct, but they did it. Now, however, they didn't get any places because everyone is bunched up. They're hitting and jostling for position. Not too many things to do here when everyone is doing great. Midnight Wisps. Oh, the Kobolds! The Kobolds take second place. And you see how close the Raspberry Racers were. They're determined to win. They're not happy with third place. They want more. They want the rivals to be behind. And now the Kobolds, they try and they need these more points. Right now they're taking 20 points and 15 points for the Raspberry Racers. Still, it's not enough for Kobolds to take the first place in the standings ahead of the last Grand Prix. As we start the second half of the 9th race. Team Plasma gets all out of shape. Oh, and Raspberry Racers. They initially took second place, but they blew it. And then not only that, but they lost position over to the Midnight Wisps. But now they're trailing back. Everyone's bunched up, the Midnight Wisps, and they get... Oh, same mistake. 2 laps in a row. The Raspberry Racers. They lost out to Limers, but now on the outside they cannot do it. The Limers were just a tile in front of them. And now everyone's hitting the walls. It's only by luck if you get some positions. You see, now Kobolds are leading the pack. Team Plasma in second place. Bolts of Chaos in third place with the Raspberry Racers. Oh, making a mistake in 4th place. But everyone else behind made the same mistake as well, so not a biggie for them. Oh, great move from the Midnight Wisps. Wow. And now the Indigo Stars are trying to do something, but no, they cannot. Well, they did the best they could because they are relying for someone else to make a mistake. If everyone is making a great exit out of the sand section, then no one is going to pass. Team Plasma cannot compete with the front runners. They're tumbling down the order. Now they're outside of the podium positions, and this is great news for the Raspberry Racers if they're going to overtake them, because right now they lost out to the Indigo Stars, while Cobalts are sitting in second place. Side by side with Bolts of Chaos. And they get ahead. They get ahead to the first place. They lead the pack. At the closing stages of this race, Cobalts are in first place. And Team Plasma regains their positions in second place. Bolts of Chaos are in third place. And Raspberry Racers are nowhere to be found. Oh, another place lost. But now let's see. The Raspberry Racers are not to be written off so easily. Even though there are only 2 laps to go, anything is possible for them. They've proved that they're great racers and they live up for their name. Well, they're not Raspberries. Oh, nice move from the inside on turn 3. But now they get out of shape and they lose it back. While the Cobalts are still in first place, Team Plasma cannot do anything. Oh, actually they can. Can they get the win? As we're ready to start the final lap. Ascending to the conveyor belt to start the final lap. First place for Cobalts, Team Plasma, Bolts of Chaos, Indigo Stars, and the Raspberry Racers. The Raspberry Racers eliminated their main rivals. Sorry, their rivals. Anyway, race is over. Cobalts get the win. Team Plasma, second place. Bolts of Chaos, third place. And right at the end, we saw the Raspberry Racers to get fourth place. Wow. Great stuff. 12 points for them, 11 points for the Indigo Stars, Mellow Yellow 10 points, 9 for the Midnight Wisps, 8 for the Limers, 7 points for Shining Swarm, 6 points for the Wolfpack, Team Primary 5 points, 4 points for the Oranges. I think this is over for Team Primary. Not mathematically, possibly not mathematically, we will see later. 3 points for the Jawbreakers, 2 points for Crazy Cat's Hides, 1 single point for Team Galactic, and red number 3, 0 points. As it stands, the Cobalts, who got 13 more points than the Raspberry Racers, are in front in the standings by 2 points. Let's go over to the last race of the second season. I am thrilled to witnessing such a season in Marbula 1 Fantasy Tournament. We have Cobalts in first place in the standings, just 2 points ahead of their main rivals, the Raspberry Racers. We have multiple teams out of contention of the championship, but mathematically, well, not mathematically, but realistically, it's only the... Oh, this is the starting grid. Realistically, it's only the 2 of them. Well, we have Raspberry Racers in 16th place, and the Cobalts are in 7th. That's a lot of places between them. I'm sure that we will fall down to controversy. However, let me tell you this, I have 0 control of the starting grid. The grid is randomized. If it was for Raspberry Racers to be in first place and Cobalts to be in last place, or the other way around, or both starting from the front row, I have 0 control of it. So, for this race we're racing with the Midnight Wisps, and we're ready to start the final race of the second season to decide a Marbula 1 Fantasy Tournament champion. And we're off. Team Plasma get a better start in first place than the Indigo Stars in second place. But great move from the Raspberry Racers. They are in front of Cobalts, and we're going to have a real treat. I really want this to be decided with a battle between the 2 title rivals. I don't want to be decided because of bad grid position, but it was the Raspberry Racers who got an excellent start and an even better exit of the first sand section, which helped them to be really there. Now the Cobalts pass the Indigo Stars. Sorry, what am I talking about? The Raspberry Racers. I will focus on these 2. We have the Limers in first place, which is a rare occasion, and Bolts of Chaos in a second place, but we will focus on Cobalt and the Raspberry Racers. Right now, the Raspberry Racers lost a lot of positions but we are only 1/4 of the distance of the race distance, 1/5, sorry, of the race distance. There is still a lot of laps to go. And the Kobolds, what are the Kobolds? They're trying to pass the Rangers, but they're a little far behind. Oh, they get out of shape. They get out of shape, and now they're just ahead of the Raspberry Racers, side by side, ascending the conveyor belt. And the Raspberry Racers get ahead. But it's not enough. It's not enough because right now they're taking only 1 point more than the Kobolds, and that means the Kobolds will be champions by 1 single point. But this is great for news. They need someone else to pass the Kobolds, and only the Kobolds, not themselves. The Marble of Team Galactic passed both of them, and now Kobolds and Raspberry Racers, right? Whoa! All right. I need to sit back and watch the race a little bit because I'm getting too excited, maybe overly excited. I don't know. You tell me in the comments. I will change the camera to the Kobolds because we need to see both marbles in the frame. Meanwhile, the Shining Swarm in first place, pretty comfortably. They have 2 turns. They have almost a sun section difference distance over to Limers. But right now, Raspberry Racers are in 3rd place. Things are going difficult and more difficult for the Kobolds. They need to pass them. Oh, they did! They did! Right now, we have first place for Shining Swarm, second place for Limers, then the Raspberry Racers, then Team Plasma, and then, the Rangers. And 6th place for the Kobolds. This is not enough for them to take the title. However, the Raspberry Racers lost 1 place and dropped down to 4th. Side by side with Wolfpack and Team Galactic, but it is Team Galactic who gets in front. And now, no mistakes. Oh, there's a mistake actually. The same mistake we saw in the previous races from the Raspberry Racers. They get out of shape between turns 3 and 4. And right now, Kobolds in 4th place. Chasing the podium positions and the championship. No! Side by side, ascending the conveyor belt. And they had a little nudge from behind by the Rangers. The Raspberry Racers are trying to find a new... Oh, a lot of mistakes from the marbles in front. So the Kobolds get 2nd place. With 5 laps to go. Sorry, with 7 laps to go. The Shining Swarm are doing great. They're already starting the 16th lap, while the others are ascending the conveyor belt. Let's switch to the Raspberry Racers. A lot of things happening there. The Raspberry Racers need to be in front of the Kobolds if they want to get the title and not miss out again. Listen to the crowd. They're ecstatic. They're cheering for their favorite teams. Oh, and now a great move out from the outside of turns 3 and 4. And the Raspberry Racers get 3rd place in front of the Midnight Wisps. They put the Midnight Wisps between them and the Kobolds as a safety feature. But no, they lose speed. They lose speed and therefore they lose a position. They need 2 points. 2 points more than the Kobolds. And right now they're taking only 1 point more than the Kobolds because they're taking 12 points and 11 points for the Kobolds. Let's drink a shot of rum every time I say the word Kobolds. Nice game. So Shining Swarm again in 1st place. Midnight Wisps, a nice battle with the Team Plasma for the 2nd place. They're changing lanes, and now the Kobolds. The Kobolds are unchallenged. There's no... Oh, great for the Kobolds. This was great for the Kobolds. Now, on the penultimate lap, the Raspberry Racers need to pass Team Plasma, and they cannot. But Wolfpack passed the Kobolds. Now the Kobolds pass them back. It's the final lap. Shining Swarm leading the way. Where should I focus? I don't know. I will leave it as it is because we see all the action. And the Raspberry Racers are in front of Kobolds, but not far enough. Can they? No, they can't. It's actually side by side. And the race is over. And the Kobolds win in style. They didn't win the race, but they won the championship in style, right on the line. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. You know what? I will go straight to the replay. I want to see this ending of the race. Sorry about that. We were watching the wrong. Yes, this was the wrong one. This happened in the penultimate lap, and this is where things get wild. A bad exit out of the second stand section for the Raspberry Races saw them lose speed, and therefore they lost speed at the exit of the conveyor belt. And look at that. They're gaining and gaining and gaining, and they're just in front. I will go 1/50th of the... Yes, we do not need VAR. Well, actually, this is VAR. And the marbles were so fast that they both said the same time on the third decimal of a second, but the cobalts were in front only by a nose. It's so close. So here we have your Marbula 1 Fantasy Tournament Season 2 champion. It's the Cobalts. Let's see the standings. What a championship that was, with Cobalts winning the title right at the end from the season-long protagonists Raspberry Racers. Looking right now at the standings of the results, I see that beyond two bad results from the Raspberry Racers in Grand Prix 3 and Grand Prix 6, where they got 1 and 3 points respectively, they were pretty good. They were consistent. They took a win and three podiums in total, and then they were just right there. Two fourth places, 2 fifth places, and 1 6th place. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. But the Cobalts took 3 wins. I mean, even if you're a below average team and you get a 5, 9, 4 points, 3 points, 8 points, and you got a couple of good results, a couple of fourth places. If the other results are these 25 points, these 3 wins, you see, they got 3 wins. The Cobalts won almost 1/3 of the entire season, and this elevated them to a marginal win in the championship fight by 3 points. In third place, we have a surprise. Team Plasma getting 106 points, passing right at the end. Balls of Chaos, well, not only Balls of Chaos, but Team Primary as well. Team Primary came in the last race in third place in the standings, but instead of keeping this third place, they dropped to 5th with 101 points, 1 point behind the Balls of Chaos. And then we have Wolfpack. They were pretty much there. We thought that they would be the protagonists, well, maybe championship contenders, but they were just 1 place above their previous season results. So in 6th place, not too bad for them. They still need some work to do if they want to fight for championships, but it was a good season overall. And with a 9 points gap, there is in 7th place the Jawbreakers, a very good result, a respectful 7th place in the standings for the newcomers, just a point ahead from the Midnight Wisps. And then we have Shining Swarm with 84 points, pretty closely, followed by Team Galactic with 83 points and Limers with 81 points. Look at the Vice Champions. They are so... these 3 races, these 3 last races didn't help them at all. Before that, they were pretty good. They wouldn't be title contenders, but they were so good. But the last 3 races, they got only 15 points. This hurt them a lot. And the Crazy Cat's Eyes, they avoid the qualifications of the next season only by 2 points. But the Rangers, they will still have to prove themselves once again the qualifiers if they're going to compete in season 3. And then we have the Indigo Stars with 61 points, Mellow Yellow with 51. Not a good season for them. You see, they were consistent below average, and this is only natural to finish in the 15th place in the standings. And if it wasn't for red number 3 to finish Look at those results. Despite this 5th place they've got in the 8th Grand Prix, everything else was a total disaster for them. But in any case, this was the 2nd season. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. And let me know down in the comments, what would you like to see up next? Would you like to see a 3rd season of Marbula 1 Fantasy Tournament, or maybe Stardust Classic? Let me know down in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Cheers everyone!